My name's Magie Hollingworth and I've been designing for Ehrman Tapestries for, well, at least 10 years. Time just passes so quickly. My degree is in fine art painting, but as soon as I left college I went into doing embroidery just as presents for friends, but that developed and so the embroidery I'd been doing as presents became a vehicle for making a living. When I'm just going about every day, ideas come into my head and I sort of write them down, or they're just swimming about in there anyway. I've sort of got a short attention span and I can only stick at one thing for a certain length of time. So I do the wet paperwork, and while that's drying I can't wait to get my hands on a piece of canvas and start sewing. After about 3 or 4 weeks of sewing a tapestry, wonderful though it is, I just need to physically do something else. I use recycled paper because it's free. I'm still no more of a recycler than your average person, but I am a use and use again person. You know, I can't throw anything away. I live my life surrounded by clutter and paper. Too much stuff is wasted nowadays. Nothing's bought for its quality. My parents had the same Axminster carpet on the floor from the day I was born till the day we sold their house. You know, we sold the house with that carpet still in place, and it looked just as good. And I do have this thing about repetitive order. I think that's why the tapestry appeals to me so much. It's a repetitive, one stitch at a time, one on one on one, and one stitch can make all the difference if you're trying to represent something. You know, to get that realism, it literally is stitch by stitch. It's just that one highlight somewhere that'll change the whole emphasis. So it's that dab of paint, or you know, that wash on the background, and then the rest is magic. You just do it as you go along. It's painting with wool. It's just colour mixing, painting. It's got a surface to it. It's the texture of everything. Really, I don't need colour at all. I just need surface quality. I just love the feel of it. I just love it. Once I start, I can't stop. Once I've got that outline drawing and the wool hanging there, and I start that stitch, I just can't stop. You know, day turns into night and weeks turns into months. It's just compulsive. I've actually physically got to sew it. I've got to see the whole thing finished. It's therapeutic. It's mindless therapy, but I love it, and I've just got to do it. But it is addictive. You know, people who say, "Oh, I couldn't do that," but I think once you start, you can't stop. Everything feeds into everything that you do. I didn't realise I was doing a series of paperworks that were actually painted dots. In fact, this new work, which is actually pierced holes, somewhere in my head, that needlepoint canvas is coming out in that new work, and it's reflected in the clothes that I buy. You know, everything connects. It's impossible for it not to. The colours in that connect to the things over there, and the wasp's nest, and the muted colours in that new tapestry, and you know, the colours of my work. Everything connects.